is day 2 of Vlogust. It is Saturday and I'm just enjoying a quiet start to my morning with my coffee and a couple of pages of my Simple Abundance book. I haven't picked up this book, I think, in a couple of months, but I decided to open it up and read the intro to August, which I really enjoyed. And I flipped through the first couple of days and I was pleasantly surprised that I had marked this page and also underlined a few things. I really enjoy the first few days in August in this book. I love this a net for catching days. I feel like this totally resonates with where I'm at right now. As much as I am embracing a slow summer and hoping to just create and relax and do some family things as much as possible, I really want to have a little bit of structure so that I guess things that need to get done still get done. So these few pages are just really good. Sometimes I just read ahead for a day or two because I don't always pick this up. But I really like this entry on August 3rd. She goes through some basic universal to-dos. She talks about how we kind of need a little bit of structure during these lazy days of summer, and I really enjoy it. So I've been just reading a little bit of that. I've also been enjoying my hydrangeas that I picked from the garden yesterday. And I am just gathering my thoughts and trying to figure out what I need to do before we head out today, because we are moving a bed and a mattress and a few bins of things into James's new place where he will be staying for school next year, which is very exciting. But I'm trying to organize my thoughts and just make sure that I gather the few things that have been piling up around the house for him. I don't want to forget anything. We can go back as many times as we want, but I've got a few things piled in the dining room and a few things in the basement. So I'm also trying to figure out what I can bring for myself. I might bring some knitting, maybe a book, because Glenn and James are going to be building his bed. It's partially assembled and I don't know how long that is going to take. So I'm thinking I might bring this project. This is my Second Avenue wrap by Amy Miller. It's kind of my in-between project. I haven't made significant progress on it because I feel like it's always kind of in the background. It's never my number one project to work on, but it is a really lovely project to just pick up and work on a little bit here and there because it's just a really basic project. This is the second one I'm making. I loved the first one. It's a little bit of a longer process because it's a long rectangular wrap, but it's beautiful and I love changing colors and changing sections, and I'm on a solid section right now, so it's really quite easy. I know the next section is not my favorite. It's the eyelet section, but it's a really nice one to just bring along and not really have to think too much about the pattern. I almost thought about bringing my dahlia, my chunky dahlia sweater, but I'm in the middle of the chart, and so I don't think that's the best one to bring. And also, I think it's going to be a really warm day, and his place does not have central air conditioning. So Chunky Dahlia stays home. I don't really feel like working on socks. And I've been keeping this project in a very big basket in my kitchen so I don't forget about it. And I saw it this morning and I just thought this would be the perfect project to bring along. So that is what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to finish my coffee, pack a bag with my knitting. I might even bring my Hobonichi to just fill in a few notes and things in a couple of pages that I started yesterday. I might bring a book. Of course, I will bring way too many things, but I think options are important. And yeah, once they're done building the bed, I can help him unpack a couple of things, set up a few things. We might go out for lunch later and just kind of drive around the area, see what's going on. I know there is like an outdoor kind of flea market not far from him, so if the timing works out, we might do that as well, but I'm not really sure what today will include. We are focusing on getting him set up, but after that, we will just see where the day takes us. Hello again. It is much later in the day. I am exhausted and ready to put my pajamas on and do a little bit of knitting, but I thought I would check in before I wrap up for the day because I don't think I filmed very much today. We had a very productive day at James's new place that he will be sharing with quite a few other young men. And while Glenn and James put together the bed, I did a little bit of cleaning. I ran out to the dollar store to get a few things that they needed, and we ended at Swiss Chalet for a really nice dinner. I feel like Swiss Chalet is just classic Canadian, and whenever we finish a vacation, or I think when we moved James in last year, we ended up at Swiss Chalet. It's just a Canadian tradition. So we went there for dinner and just got home. We're all pretty tired, mostly because it was so hot. He does not have central air conditioning in his place, and so it was just a long day in a very hot, humid house. And I'm trying to decide what to knit on because I got no knitting done today at all. In typical Sandy fashion, I packed my everything leather tote bag with my Hobonichi journal, my tin of pens and markers, my Second Avenue wrap, a book, and I did not take any of it out. The only thing I used that I packed was my water bottle. But I think tonight, I still have a bit of mental energy left in me. I would really like to work on my chunky dahlia sweater. I've fallen in love with this again. It's a really beautiful pattern, and I am in love with this yarn combination. It's so beautiful. I hope I have all of the information in here. So I'm using Sadness Garn Cause in the color, I think it's 2543. It is beautiful. It's just plump and fluffy and so soft. And I'm holding it together with Rowan Kid Silk Haze in the color, I think it's 686. I think that's what it looks like. It's just knitting up so beautifully. I think holding the mohair with this yarn just adds a little bit of softness to the color, but it's just super squishy and amazing. I am extremely excited about this project. Oops, I'm a little bit tangled up here. There we go. And I am midway, I think I'm about midway through the chart, and it's going quite well. I don't feel like I'm a natural chart reader. I struggle a little bit with charts sometimes, but not with this one. I'm not quite halfway. I'm just like 1 or 2 rows away from being halfway there. And it's actually really easy to follow. I've got the chart in my Coco Knits Makers board, which I love. So I just have it up on one side with the magnets holding it. And every time I finish a row, I check it off with my pen and I move one of my rulers. I have the ruler version of this as well. And so it's super easy to keep track of where I'm at. And I'm just really enjoying this project. And I feel like it's going to be a lot like my ranunculus in regards to the process of knitting it, because there is a lot of interest in the yoke and it keeps you kind of engaged and moving along. And I'm excited to see the actual dahlias or flowers kind of come through. I wonder if I have a photo in here. I only have a black and white printer at home, but this is what it looks like. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I'm on track and I haven't made any mistakes, but isn't that gorgeous? I think it's going to be another beautiful sweater in my wardrobe. And dare I say, I feel like I'm on a roll. So I just have to keep going, because once I get through the chart, finish the pattern on the yoke, then you separate for the sleeves, and it's kind of smooth sailing after that. I feel like you start off with a lot of interest, but if you just keep going, I really like knitting in the round, plain body, and I actually enjoy knitting sleeves. I know a lot of people don't. I love it. I find they knit so quickly, especially after you knit around and around on the body, and towards the end, you're just kind of like, oh, is it ever going to end? And then you pick up the stitches for the sleeves and they kind of fly off the needles. So I'm hoping, I am keeping my fingers crossed that this will be smooth sailing, because I love it. And I can't see much of the pattern just yet, but I think it's just starting to take shape here. It's beautiful. I love all of her knits. There are so many patterns of hers that I'd like to knit. It's Lena Holm Samso. I hope I'm saying that right. She is Lanit. And this is the Chunky Dahlia. So I think that's what I'm going to work on tonight. I might take a quick shower because I just feel kind of gross from today. Put some cozy pajamas on, get myself a huge glass of ice water, maybe with lemon, sit on the couch with my Chunky Dahlia, and maybe we'll throw something on the TV. But if I'm working on a chart, I don't really want any distractions. That could be a problem. But if I don't get a chance to do much tonight, I think that's how I will start my Sunday morning. I have plans tomorrow to just kind of catch my breath because yesterday and today were very busy, and I just want to get my house in order, tidy up for the week, catch up on some laundry, do a little bit of meal planning, maybe bake something for the week. I probably won't get all of those things done, but that's the aim. So I'm going to have a super quiet Saturday night with my knitting, and I'll be back tomorrow with kind of a reset day, just like end of the week kind of reset to get myself ready for next week. And yeah, I hope you guys had a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow.